It harms much more particularly when you realize the fact of the matter is simply they're looking straight at you. And nothing is being finished for your birthday. HUD, is there any valid reason why you won't party with me for your birthday, man? Definitely we party for my birthday. Before you came to my party, no yet me. And you ain't never truly party. We're sending you over to something many refer to as puffy flavor camp. There you go to learn something better, believe it. That is what it was called. And you will go to Puff Daddy's he's getting during the 90s. Do you comprehend what that is like? You gave me the oosh, you gave me the oosh. Folks, prepare for some delicious tattle, people. Since there's inconvenience fermenting in the realm of superstars, you sit incidentally. Liquor and Diddy don't blend whale. And what are felines and canines? That is correct. When Diddy raises a ruckus around town, he transforms into an odd erratic wreck that no one needs to manage, except for clutch your caps. Since things just got significantly, seriously fascinating, a lot of stars have begun approaching with tales about for what reason they're anxious about Plaster Diddy, and the furthest down the line one to join the expression. In all honesty, Follette Wallace, the mother of unbelievable rapper Biggie, as you would expect, Folletta isn't precisely Diddy's most die-hard follower. As a matter of fact, she faults him for her child's unfavorable demise. And it's not hard to see the reason why, after all, Diddy was associated with basically every part of Big Deal's life, until the shocking night when he was gunned down. So most would agree that Folletta has some serious hamburger with Diddy, and she won't hesitate to express her genuine thoughts. She said, "I have a generally excellent thought. Who killed Christopher?" She proceeded to discuss how the specialists are attempting to safeguard the guilty party. They've done their examination, yet they won't push ahead. I don't have any idea why they haven't captured who was involved. Big Deal's significant other, Darling, had offered something almost identical and showed in a considerable lot of her meetings that she is likewise very much aware of who Big Deal's cane mill operator is. Well, we realize he was killed, yet we accept that the LAPD realizes who's mindful. We as a whole realize that a mother's instinct is dependably right on the money. And Folletta Wallace is no exemption. She's persuaded that Diddy contributed to her child's passing, and the happenstance is excessively glaring to disregard. Yet that is not all. Folletta has additionally utilized her foundation to reveal insight into a few significantly additional upsetting charges. As per her, Diddy has been associated with unseemly associations with underage young men, and she won't hesitate to call him out on it. Yet that is not even the most obviously terrible part. But Lita likewise accepts that Smash Diddy is something else altogether. When he's blasted, he loses all feeling of good and bad, and will in general fail to remember that he's still in the storeroom. Recollect that flinch commendable digital recording he did. While squandered, definitely, we should say it wasn't precisely arrangement. Seeing scrambling eye like that, as a matter of fact, Jubilant himself has conceded that he's gotten things done, while tagged that he could never level-headed. And to exacerbate the situation, he frequently fails to remember what he shakily admitted, to which doesn't precisely help his case. I was falling off of being in Miami around evening time at party, and I don't actually recall what I was talking about yet. Maybe the most implicating proof of everything is that sincere video of Diddy and Cameron where he seems, by all accounts, to be offering him Vaseline as an ever-increasing number of claims, stack-facing Diddy a portion of his past tipsy admissions, are beginning to check out. I can't guide you precisely yet. You have loads of tomfoolery. And in addition to the letter, Wallace is blaming him a number for different big names are standing up to. Take Usher, for instance. As per Diddy himself, yes, he let the truth out while completely sloshed. He made lewd gestures on Usher when the vocalist was only 10 years of age when we used to awaken, and I mean dandelion yet like this, I mean, once upon a time when he was like 10, and I was somewhat more established, his more seasoned sibling, we used to battle about that they used to awaken together back when Diddy was 19 clearly. And in the event that that weren't terrible enough, attendant additionally gone to a portion of Diddy's eccentric gay gatherings, including one called Flavor Camp that Diddy facilitated when Usher was only 15. Puffy Flavor Cam, there you go to learn something definitely. That is what it was called. We're extremely inquisitive is occurring. And I didn't be guaranteed to comprehend it's difficult to try and envision what sort of horrible encounters Usher could host preceded with these gatherings little miracle. Then that he'd absolutely would not allow anybody to near him. Go to one of Diddy's purported shindigs now. Would you at any point send your child to Puffy Camp? This wasn't the main time a VIP shared pessimistic surveys about Diddy's gatherings, which has left a portion of the fans confounded. One individual asked, assuming that they are so terrified, for what good reason do they go? Well, for what reason in all actuality do individuals continue to succumb to Diddy's messy deceives? It's the deep-rooted story of influence and cash. Everybody needs a slice of the pie. And when a promising rapper gets related with a name as large as Diddy's, they suspect they've stirred things up around town. Yet as one fan brought up a few ago, not realizing they think they'll organize to support their vocations. And the other 97% are frightful, very much like him. And the rundown of Diddy's casualties continues developing with us. You're not being the main one to let the cat out of the bag to the media. One more fearless person who ventured forward was Diddy's ex-culinary specialist who sued him for lewd behavior encounter. She guaranteed she was outlined for robbery. Terminated subsequent to griping about being bothered and not getting compensated for additional time. As per her, she was routinely approached to serve food to Diddy and his companions, quickly following sexual movement. As per sources, Ruta claims she served brushes a post-coital dinner while he was bare, and he inquired as to whether she enjoyed his body. One of his companions, she expresses, came into the kitchen stripped and requested that she see it respect his privates. Surely, there were a lot of other people who slipped through the cracks. So did he has a laid-out standing of being ASX guilty party, who draws young ladies and rappers by offering them guilty pleasures to ultimately make the most of them. He seems to have an example of baiting them in by requesting that they enter his vehicle. Another way he does this is by means of his scandalous gatherings. His gatherings are notable for being famously unseemly. Consider every one of the inappropriate things your mother advised you to avoid, and add a greater foulness to that rundown. There you have it. Diddy's gatherings, Panther right. Additionally, discuss these gatherings transparently. Cash, that is all that occurs at tune gatherings in Psyche U. It's not the severe clothing standard or the unending stock of liquor and other stuff that shouts improper. It is gossip to have been showcasing his most out-of-control sexual dreams at these gatherings, cool as a cucumber that is disrupting, and on the off chance that that isn't sufficient to make individuals run for the slopes the way that Diddy constrains every other person to share as an obvious clue Puma White indicated jingles and legitimate requests from his lesser rappers. She referenced Christopher Williams in one of her recordings. And how could he requested sexual blessings from him later on? He even felt free to compromise a sad observer of this seed. He said, if I would make a man suck, I can make individuals do.